Flubber? Flubber? Flubber!
Flubber.
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 Flubber!
Flubber.
Flubber!
It's Flubber! Oh!
Absent-Minded Inventions and the Search for Flubber, hosted by Bill Nye.
Hi, I'm a scientist, and I play one on TV. I've always been fascinated with inventions, things that people come up with, and with the inventors, with the people that come up with them. People that get so focused on the thing they're working on, they lose track of everything else. They become absent-minded, if you will.
I will.
Take a look at this.
Okay.
These are the absent-minded invento screens of science.
Oh.
They're all inventions. Some of them useful.
Useful.
Some of them not so useful. Some of them made by people who made careful observations of the world around them, kept careful records, and focused on a single goal. And the other ones were made by accident.
I'll be up in a minute!
History is filled with accidental inventions. The year was 1928, and a mysterious mold was killing the bacteria Alexander Fleming tried to grow in the lab. At first, he thought his experiments were ruined, until he realized he had invented penicillin. But not all inventions are created by accident. Some are simply accidents waiting to happen.
Yep, some of these are pretty wild. But there's one accidental invention that makes the others pale by comparison. I'm referring, of course, to the invention of Flubber.
Flubber.
By Dr. Philip Brainerd. Now, in the movie Flubber, Dr. Brainerd is played by Robin Williams. And he is so absent-minded that he forgets his wedding day 3 times. 3 times!
3 times.
But one day, Professor Brainerd has a fabulous breakthrough when he accidentally invents Flubber. This is Sarah, played by Marcia Gay Harden. She's the head of Medfield College.
This is going to be the very last time I try to marry you.
That's Wilson. He's bad. He's trying to steal the professor's invention, and he's trying to steal his fiancée. But the professor, you know, how does he fight him?
Sir Isaac.
Science. Oh. Now, Flubber isn't his only invention. There's also the automatic breakfast maker, the robot valet, and, of course, the flying car, which is a 63 Ford Thunderbird.
Aren't you forgetting someone, Bill?
Oh, and Weebo. Weebo, his flying computer personal assistant. Another one of Professor Brainerd's inventions.
Hey, Bill.
Weebo. Anyway, what's going on with you and R2-D2?
Well, we're just friends. Oh, but don't you think Professor Brainerd is dreamy?
It's really not for me to say. But he does wear a bow tie, which I know makes a guy particularly attractive.
I wouldn't know about that, Bill.
Great moments in inventing. In the beginning, there was the wheel. Next, the chariot. Not that kind of chariot. The car. Independent suspension would come later. And the, I'm not sure what that is. Finally, early mass transit. Very early.
See, the people who made these inventions were focused. They were trying to achieve one thing. They were going for a goal. These were people
Hey,
who...
Bill, I'm sorry, baby.
Look who's here. It's Robin Williams. Hi, Mr. Williams. So, Robin, tell us about Flubber.
Flubber means flying rubber or propulsive polymer. It's buckyballs with an attitude.
Did you dance with the Flubber?
I did. To dance with Flubber is a dance like no other.
So, Robin, was it your choice to have Professor Brainerd wear a bow tie?
A bow tie allows you, well, most scientists, as you know, wear a bow tie just so they can't get caught in any of the mechanisms you're working with. You know, a centrifuge is always difficult if you're wearing a full tie. That would be difficult. A bow tie, and it's also the standard badge of science to wear the bow tie.
I wear a bow tie because it doesn't get in your soup, doesn't fall in your flask.
Just the fact that you can tie a bow tie is a sign of a great mind. Give one to any person and see if they can do it on their own without the GQ guide, and that is the sign of a truly great mind, is the bow tie. That and the bow tie noodle.
Robin, what do you think made Professor Brainerd so absent-minded?
What? Oh, what was the question, Bill?
Absent-minded.
Well, I think, you know, the idea that many different ideas can pass through... No, that's not it. No, the idea and... Whoa, look at that. If you basically combine those two, Itsy bitsy spider... Yes, that's the answer, essentially.
Well, Robin, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. See ya.
Thanks.
Flubber sounds pretty great. You know, I had a few ideas in my time. A few concepts.
3, 2, 1. Bill?
Flubber. It would be amazing. Of course, I don't see how it's possible. It would have to take energy out of everything it touched, including the air. Maybe you have to overcome gravity. It would be quite a scientific problem. I don't see how it could be done. But what if you could? What if you could make such a substance? You could call it Nyber. Sure. Tell us, Bill. How did you do it? What was I thinking? I mean, Flubber is only in the movies. It's science fiction. But there have been a lot of inventions over the ages that people thought were impossible until they were invented.
They said it was impossible. For thousands of years, people dreamed of setting foot on the moon. Finally, when the idea of a spaceship was proposed, the outcry was unanimous. Why, that's impossible! And impossible it was. Until we invented the rocket. Not only did we land on the moon, we even managed to squeeze in a round of golf.
Miles and miles and miles.
And when scientists claimed that there was a world smaller than the eye can see, it seemed impossible until we saw germs under the microscope. Even communicating over long distances met with naysayers. It'll never happen, and it didn't until the invention of the telephone, the radio,
Brad, if you'll just take your...
and television. What about the bullet train, the jumbo jet, and the spinning newspaper? Why, that's impossible!
Now let's just say, for the sake of argument, that I wanted to create my own Flubber-like substance.
Well, you know, I'm skeptical, but as we say, one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions.
So, what would I need?
Well, one thing about Flubber is that it's bouncy.
Right. So I'll use, some of this, one of these, a whole lot of this, and...
Uh-oh.
I really
And
don't.
a little bit of this.
Watch it.
Well, that's a start.
More absent-minded inventions and the search for Flubber after this. Watch out. I told you. More absent-minded inventions.
Is that we're always inventing things, trying to make our world better with inventions.
Inventions are the difference between the way we lived 50,000 years ago and the way we live today.
That's it.
Stuck again.
Pop another wheelie. Cool. We needed a tough all-terrain wheelchair that could be made locally by disabled people in any developing country. Bends like butter if you have the right leverage. The tires are off a regular bicycle, though we make our own hubs. The bearings are all common nails with the heads cut off. So the nails roll right around the axle. Dirt cheap, and it works great. This chair is an invention that's in process. It'll never end. We'll never finish it, but we hope we'll always make it better.
Now look around you, wherever you're sitting, wherever you're standing. Almost everything there was made by people. Came out of somebody's head. Somebody had to invent it. Like the light bulb, eyeglasses, ballpoint pens, zippers, Velcro, CDs, bandages,
The can opener.
the toilet, the toothbrush, barcodes, and of course, sliced bread. Then there are a lot of other inventions that were intended to make our lives easier, but didn't quite make the cut. Things like this don't just appear at random. They all have to be invented. They all have to come out of somebody's head. Now, there's so many inventions that there's probably something being invented right now. Yeah.
I'm Maggie Orth, and I'm a researcher at the MIT Media Lab, and I've worked with a number of other people here at the lab to invent this jacket that plays music. I've been inventing things since I was a kid. All my life, I made things and tried to make new things. Most kids can figure a lot of this stuff out, and in fact, they're really good at inventing things. I wanted to try and make musical instruments that had fun and interesting shapes. So I wanted to come up with a way to make sensors that I could put into anything. You can wash this jacket in cold water and hang it out to dry. Don't put it in the dryer and don't iron it. Inventing is cool and fun, and about breaking rules.
For centuries, soaring like a bird was, for humans, an impossible dream. Through the years, a lot of people put a lot of thought into how to build a machine that could fly.
I've had dreams about it all my life. That come off a barbecue stand. These parts here came off of a baby carriage, and this is off of a coffee table, outdoor coffee table. And when you're building an invention, there ain't no invention store, we'll put it that way. You just can't go to a store and buy parts for an invention. Theory has it, these are what's going to get me up off the ground. How you doing, Mom?
I'll be glad when this day is over.
I got right at $2,000 in it. I've got so much time and effort and money and everything else into it, I want to fly my plane. That's the theory. This is hard work. Oh, this is pretty good right here.
Uh-oh, they're running.
Watch out, guys. Try her again. Watch out, guys. Get the heck out of the way.
Yeah.
We'll try her one more time. But it's definitely anything but over. I'm not going to give up. I'm not a quitter. Never have been and never will be. I'm not a quitter.
Back with more absent-minded inventions after this. From useful to useless, people have come up with all kinds of inventions. From hair-raising trips to the barber, to a whole new kind of dry cleaning. Inventions that help you get to work a little faster. And for getting you out of the office at the end of the day.
Hey, Bill, I think I got this flubber thing finally figured out.
You think it's gonna work?
Yeah, I just had to cool it down a little is all. Watch this.
It's a good thing we had our safety goggles on.
I'll say. Here's another couple inventions that you might find interesting. It's a dustpan and a broom. Accidents happen. In fact, a lot of the inventions that we use in everyday life are the result of accidents.
The early skateboard ramp, for example.
We're talking about chocolate chip cookies, X-rays, and Post-it notes.
I invented Post-its.
You're kidding. You must have made a fortune.
Well, yeah.
It's a beanie-copter! Watch it fly in the sky! It's a beanie-copter! Beanie-copter!
My patented donut dunking device, you just take a donut and put it on the hook which has been provided without dripping any coffee on the tablecloth.
It's not like anything. It's like surfing, but then again, it's like being on roller skates. When you're inventing, the feelings are such that it turns out to be kind of frustrating. You start off, you have a lot of failures. It's like putting sand in the bottom of a beach ball in the water. It always stays to that position, always orients and rights itself. The rescue department can inflate it and walk across the ice, and even if the ice breaks, it'll still float, and you can rescue someone.
It's the video phone. How does it work? Just lift the receiver and you see your own image. Then dial your number just as with an obsolete old 55 model phone. And when your party answers, there he is, almost as big as life on the 10-inch video screen.
Hey, you're still at it.
Hey, you said never give up. I'm gonna make this flubber stuff if it's the last thing I do.
In the movie, Professor Brainerd used flubber on the bottom of basketball shoes.
Game's not over yet.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And basketball is an invention, too. It was invented in 1891 by James Naismith. He was a gym teacher who wanted a game for his students to play indoors during the winter.
Add some flubber and talk about revolutionizing the game.
What the... You're right. It would. That's pretty good.
Okay, Bill. I finally figured him out.
Uh-huh. You're sure these will work?
Yes, I'm very confident in my creation. Go ahead, try them.
All right.
This is gonna be great.
Those don't look very flubbery.
Okay.
More absent-minded inventions coming right down. More absent-minded inventions.
Well, that's our show. Thanks for watching. I have to admit, I haven't fully figured out this flying rubber thing, but this rig's working pretty well. Right now, I feel like I'm flying. I feel like I'm riding on flubber. It's great. It's just, I get a great view, and I feel like I can just fly right downtown. just like in the movie. Of course, it's not just like in the movie because I'm on a truck here. But it's fun.